So the iPhone 14 has been out for a little bit of time now, and I'm going to go and kind of demonstrate some of the first applications you should probably delete on your iPhone 14 if you want to save some storage. And if you don't fit the use cases of these applications, there's no point in probably keeping them on your display or on your phone in general. Now, I've kind of broken it down to these five different applications. Now, the first one is iMovie. Now, this is a movie editing application that I actually like a lot. I use this application a few times here and there, probably in the last year or so, but I do use it quite a bit just in general. But I will tell you, for a majority of people out there, you probably do not need to use or own or just use this application in general. And the reason I say that is because you might not be editing any videos or movies on your specific device. So if you're not a movie editor or a video editor, you can save a bunch of storage just by removing and deleting this application. Now, like I said, this is a good app. It's completely free. It's already pre-installed on your phone. I didn't install this application, just came pre-installed. So if you do plan on editing videos or whatever, then you could probably just keep this application. But if not, I would just recommend deleting it because it takes up a lot of storage. And if you open up files in iMovie and all this other stuff, it can just kind of make your phone a little bit more clunky. So deleting it can probably just it'd probably be the best thing if you just delete this app if you don't plan on editing any videos. Now, the next one is GarageBand. And this is an application that I love using. It is easily one of my favorite applications to use. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, you probably will never want to make music ever. And including myself, I don't really make music on an iPhone anymore. I do it basically on my Mac. I also edit videos on my Mac. That's why I don't really use iMovie on my device either. So in this case, what you can do is just go ahead and if you don't plan on, like I said before, editing any songs or making any songs on your iPhone, well, again, it doesn't make too much sense to use a specific device or have it on your device anymore because it's just taking up more storage on your device. So what I would recommend doing here again, if you don't plan on editing any music or creating any music on your phone, then the best bet for me, at least what I would recommend doing, is just removing and deleting this application in general as well. Now the next one is pretty much these three applications, which are just kind of like one application, but they kind of do the different things. So Numbers is basically an application that's like it's like kind of like Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. It is the closest thing I would say that you can get to a free Excel on your iPhone without using Google Sheets. I think it's pretty cool, but I've never used this application ever before in my life, not even on my personal phone or anything like that. I almost always go to Google Sheets. If you're used to using Numbers, Pages, or Keynote, then 100% I would recommend keeping them. But if not, there really isn't a big point of keeping this application around because it's just going to do something you probably don't need it to do. Now what you can do is here, if you want to go ahead and look at whatever numbers or whatever we're looking at here, you can go and edit documents too, which is nice. But like I mentioned, if you're not planning on ever using this application, which I've never used this application before, I've opened it up, but I've never used it personally. Well, again, it makes no sense to keep this, application lingering around either. I'd recommend deleting that. Pages is one that makes a little bit more sense if you want to keep, mostly because this is like a Word editing document type of application. So you can go and create Word documents here. You can choose a template, you can start writing, and it's almost like Google Docs or Google Sheets. I think it's cool, but like I mentioned before, if you're never typing documents on your iPhone or if you already use Google Docs or something, it doesn't really make too much sense to use this application either. And finally, we have Keynote, which I think is a good application too. All of these applications are great. They are like almost 10 out of 10 apps, but they come pre-installed and you probably don't need them. So you can just go ahead and, again, this one is like a PowerPoint type of application, and you can delete this one as well. Now, there are some other apps you can probably kind of throw in here as well. Things like iTunes Store, if you never plan on downloading music. If you already use Apple Music, you don't really need that one. You can delete tips. There's some other Translate, maybe stocks even, if you don't really care about those apps. But those are the ones universally I think I would recommend, people to delete for sure. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.